Also, guys, just so you know, as we're in turn 1, looks like Forest versus Misty. We do record these for YouTube as well. So expect us to be doing that, uploading those in a few days. So if you somehow miss Colton Abrams versus Michael Goldenberg, you'll be able to see that. So Noble Hierarch versus not a heck of a lot from Colton. If this is an aggressive blue deck, oh, this isn't a perfect start for him. And already 2 non-blood moonable sources of mana for Michael Goldenberg. This could be a plains, it could be 3. Okay, so it is plains. Michael Goldenberg must have a little bit of a scouting report on Colton Abrams. There's no way that you fetch Forest Plains against a against a deck that just leads Misty into Island, right?
I agree. He must know what he's playing.
Yeah. So this Kitchen Finks, if it resolves, will bring Goldenberg back up to 20, and in a nice place to start beating down for 4 a turn. These blue-red Blood Moon decks come in many different forms, right? You can go the crazy version with the Through the Breach Emrakul and the Platinum Empyrean and the Madcap Experiment. You could go burn, you could go aggro, you could go super control-y like you're talking about.
So the Kitchen Finks got a remand.
Okay, reasonable. This is 2018, 2 decks in a row that we're featuring that have a remand in them. Wow. Spending 2 mana on a card in Modern seems archaic almost. Serum Visions. Wow. Very surprising he's Serum Visions instead of casting Electrolyze.
Does he not have a third land?
Maybe he didn't. Maybe he just drew that island.
How does that make you feel? The 2 islands that are different.
You know,
is that okay with you?
That feels like flash money right there. Like you just gotta let everyone know you own full art lands. You know, like Return to Ravnica Shock next to those 2 full art lands. I don't know. I think Colton should just settle for some really nice like lands all of one type that like maybe cost $1 a piece before buying into the expensive ones.
So Michael wants Swamp Go, another basic.
Swamp Go?
Well, he's representing a Coco.
Yeah, I'd say. So EOT. Here we go. What is Colton going to do about it?
Probably Logic Knot it. It looks like that's what's in his hand. Or Snap Remand. Snap Remand isn't that effective, I guess, because...
Oh, it just resolves.
Nothing.
Holy moly.
There's a combo.
That's all right.
What do those 2 creatures do together?
So check this out, though. While this is tapped out, this is Vizier of Remedy's Devoted Druid. That would be an unlimited amount of green mana. A boundless amount of green mana. Right.
The Druid's still sick.
Luckily for Colton, he has an Electrolyze. That is a really, really great card to have right here. Taking out the Noble and the Vizier.
Yeah.
Bzzz. 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 Thing in the ice. Michael Goldenberg doesn't care. He has a Devoted Druid. And the Court of Calling in his hand means that maybe he can go find another combo piece. What is he going to do? How is he going to play this? Mana.
How do you know that's not an attack for 0?
I guess I'm just assuming things now. Mm-hmm. Could be a ninjutsu attack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Throat slitter. 5 mana.
There's a
Chord.
chord
X
for
equals
2.
2. This could be all she wrote for Colton Abrams. Let's see what he finds.
Resolves.
Maybe Michael Goldenberg could have a stroke and get a Walking Ballista. Nope.
There's a Vizier.
He avoids the mistake.
Does Michael have anything to do with the infinite green man at this point?
I would hope so, or else that is not the best card to get with that. Oh, yeah, that'll
Watch Recruiter,
do it.
which is going to be activated infinite times until we find a Walking Ballista, and then make a...
6 million? What were you going to say?
I was going to say a 2020.
Oh, jeez. That's
Yeah.
it?
I mean, just bare minimum, you know?
Yeah, that's
Not
very
over the
minimal.
top
That's,
like
that's
you are.
minimalist. Yeah, I would. If your opponent lets you play it out that far, like I would at
All
least
right,
punish them.
If
for
I'm
doing
if
it.
I'm actually in that position, I'm probably saying 1,000.
Oh, okay, okay.
Does that make you feel better?
Yeah, you're like you're not an idealist. You live in the real world. You don't go for these crazy numbers.
Is there a way to kill it?
Probably not. No.
I don't think any of the sudden. There's no sudden shatter, right?
No packs do it. No sudden shatter. Nope.
There's sudden death, which is -4/-4. That's not going to do it.
Right. Right. Sudden spoiling.
Sudden-
That doesn't do anything.
I don't know.
Just kill them in their upkeep.
What is
It makes all their creatures into O2s with no abilities.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's not going to do it.
I'm not going to do it. Crows and Grip.
Crows and Grip. See?
It doesn't matter though. In response to the spell Spirit Guide, Metamorpho, Spirit Guide, Crows and Grip. Yeah, sick, bro.
That's what I was looking for. I said shatter. I said sudden shatter, but it's Crows and Grip.
Yeah, how much you want to bet? Well, I'll bet you 10K that they make a sudden shatter at some point in Magic's history.
I don't think they're going to bring
Split second.
Split second.
Split
back.
second
You
was
think
pretty
they do?
cool.
You
Yeah,
think so?
I think so. Split second creatures are cool. You know what was a cool split second card was Molten Disaster. You remember that one? That was.
We've talked a lot about that block today.
Yeah, I guess we're really
Molten Disaster.
really alienating a lot of viewers.
I
So
don't
it's
know.
red X Earthquake, but for 1 extra red, it has split second.
Yeah.
You can draw any game
Yeah.
out of nowhere, no matter what. So here we go. The players are going to sideboard. They're going to put in some cards. They're going to take out some cards. Hopefully their deck's configuration is better now than when they started. That's all I got.
I
Snook.
assume that Colton has some amount of Anger of the Gods
Okay.
that are going to come in.
That's funny because Michael Goldenberg said to me before the match, as long as I can dodge Anger of the Gods, I like my chances.
Yeah. These Blue Moon decks usually have that card.
Yep.
Especially good with Thing of the Ice because it's got the 4 toughness. Although without these deck lists, I'm not sure what Disrupting Moon means. Like, I assume he has Disrupting Shoal in his deck, I guess.
I would hope so. Otherwise, that's poor deck naming convention. Perhaps it disrupts the opponent with things like Remand. Probably not the card Disrupt.
We'll never know. Disrupt's not legal. I would love that card in Modern. That would be so good.
That'd be fun, wouldn't it?
Disrupt originally in Weatherlight.
Yep.
It's a blue mana for a Force Spike that only targets instants and sorceries.
Hold on, what's a Force Spike, dude? That hasn't been printed since
okay.
2001.
So it's an interrupt.
Okay.
For a blue.
Okay.
Counter target instant or sorcery unless they pay 1. Draw a card.
Yeah. Nice. Love it. So yeah, that turn 1 opt. I'll fetch in response and disrupt you. Be up a card immediately. Draw a card.
I've played that in Legacy Rug. Wow, when Rug was like...
Right.
Yeah.
The deck.
Those were... That one and... what's the misdirection? Divert.
Oh, sure. Change the target unless they pay 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ain't nobody can pay 2 in Legacy.
Ain't nobody paying 2. Not when you're wastelanding them.
Yeah. We also had a Legacy tournament today here at this Titanium Plus event. We had a 1K, had a nice little showing there. If you came to play Legacy, thank you. We try and run a Legacy tournament at every 10K, every 5K.
I walked by. They're in the middle of top 8.
Oh, okay.
Saw a couple of burn decks.
Really? Wow.
Also saw Josh Sissio in top 8.
Of course, yeah.
No surprise to anyone around Massachusetts. He's been playing Legacy forever.
Nasta.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yep. You know, man, you can't help who you are.
That's true.
All right, players are shuffling up. Ready to battle. Anger of the Gods.
Those gods are angry. Maybe that's how he disrupts his opponent.
That's very disrupting.
If you are watching the stream and you haven't done that little thing that costs you literally nothing,
Like, subscribe.
yeah, dude, we got to get our value, bro. Hit that heart on the Twitch app. What that does, that follows us, and it'll tell you when we're active, which is like once a month. So we're not going to bombard you with stuff. Maybe like once a month. And you're going to know when we're doing some magical cards. So hit that heart, and it follows.
All right.
All right, Colton Abrams, Serum Visions into Scry.
Both players keep 7. We get to have a real game here.
Sweet.
That's good.
I don't know, though. When Brian sumoed the 4 last game, we had a real game.
That's for sure.
That was awesome. Let's see how Michael Goldenberg handles this.
I'm going to say he's going to lead with a Noble Hierarch. Overgrown Tomb.
Wow.
Hierarch.
Wow.
18. I know. I predicted the future.
Nice, dude. It's really cool. Two mana. Thing in the ice.
In the ice. These islands.
I know. It's really not my favorite thing. I mean, at the same time, there's this Overgrown Tomb is from like Return to Ravnica. I guess that's fine, really. I don't judge people for their Shockland art. That's pretty whatever. Full art, basic art though, yes. Well, Colton, if you top 8, my friend, you will have some money, some nice money to buy full art lands.
Brian Sue is one of the players that has to play for top 8.
Yes.
There's 4 matches, all playing for top 8, and then 4 that all drew in. Or two matches, 4 players. Yeah.
Right. So Michael Goldenberg, Devoted Druid and Viscera Seer. He's protected from Anger of the Gods from one more turn, but not from Pyroclasm. Sick.
So Michael must have been thinking, I can deploy all these creatures. There's not a red in play. There's not going to be 2 red for the year.
Not going to Metamorphose.
So we're going to scry a couple times.
Oh my goodness. So the winner of this match will make the top 8 and have the chance to play for 300 at the minimum, 3,000 at the most. But even if they lose, they'll likely be in the top 16, which will pay out $150. Not too bad.
plays another Devoted Druid. Temple Garden tapped, pass. Colton draws an Opt, plays a third different art island.
You know what, buddy? They all tap for blue, though.
No, you're right.
Are we just elitists, or are we right?
I'm just anxious.
Chat, chat. What do you think? Are we on the right side of history here, or on the wrong side? Vizier. Threatening a lot of green mana. If it resolves, there will be a lot of green mana in the mana pool.
Counter. Probably counter draw.
You'd
The
think
first thing that
so.
happens is the trigger. Yeah, counter draw.
Does Goldenberg have a follow-up?
Kitchen stinks.
Yeah,
You should clean it.
Sounds familiar. I've been smelling some nasty stuff next to you all day.
Sorry, what?
Moving on. Colton untaps. Misty Rainforest. Would probably find like a Mirage Island or something.
Another thing in the ice.
Interesting. Gonna sit on this thing in the ice for as long as he needs to. There is a remand. There we see Michael Goldenberg on your
At
right.
that point, I think Colton's just going to remand the first spell that's played.
Probably.
Just need to cast that.
So this looks like a pointless attack, but there's a Gavany Township ready to pump that Kitchen Finks.
Okay, so
An interesting way to activate Gavany Township.
yeah. So he's going to block with the thing in the ice, and Township is going to be activated, making Kitchen Finks 4 power. And unless, what he could do is cast Opt and remand it.
Sure. Yeah. Is that blowing all your resources just to save a redundant thing in the ice, though?
Well, you'd flip your thing and bounce his stuff too.
I'll flip your thing, buddy. You keep making me angry. I'll flip your thing.
And then there'd be 2 counters on your other thing, ready to go.
Wow.
And then you'd have all this power in play.
What's it called? Like the
with your
beast,
opponent tapped out.
The Beast Awakens, or like what's that thing called? The Monstrous Kraken. I forget. It's got some weird name.
The other side
Yeah.
of thing in the ice. That sounds right. It's a horror.
Okay.
I know that.
You really think it's called the Monstrous Kraken?
I
You
don't
really
know what
believe
it's
me there?
called.
Monstrous Kraken refers to something else entirely, and that is how excited Noah Walker gets when he top 8s.
That.
He becomes the Monstrous Kraken.
How many other horrors are played in Modern?
Horrors?
Horrors.
Do we count changelings?
It's called Awoken Horror. Awoken Horror, sorry.
Awoken horror, okay.
We don't count changelings, you goober.
How many horrors are played in Modern?
The only one that I know off the top of my head is Spellskite.
That's a horror?
Yeah.
It's wild. How can something with 0 power be a horror?
Thing in the ice is 0 power, and it's a horror.
I guess
You
you're
have the
right.
same power and toughness.
Thing in the ice. Number 3 comes down. Okay.
Then a Serum Visions.
Yep.
But
Oh, snap.
this is exactly what I was saying. All right, so we have 2 triggers of these things. They're going to flip. Those are going to be returned to Michael's hand. The Serum Vision goes back to his hand. The remand resolves, and Colton draws a card off it. It's possible that Colton just didn't have an Opt in his hand, and otherwise he would have made that play, I think.
Perhaps.
last turn. Now on attack for 7, Michael's going to drop down to 12.
Yep, threatening flipping the other one next turn and just straight up killing Michael Goldenberg. See what Mikey can do here.
Do you smell that? I think that's I think it smells like a game 3.
I smell what the snook is cooking down there. That's for damn sure. This is as real as it gets, Snook. 2 players battling for top 8 in the last round. Can't draw. Have to play it out in a game 3.
It is going to be a clean cut, which is exciting.
Yeah. This is what Magic's all about. This is what Magic tournaments are, right? Down the stretch. It's not about round 1 or round 2. It's down the stretch. Can you hold up under pressure? Can you play well in the 8th hour of the day? 8 hours of playing like a highly technical deck, like Boggles say.
All right. Eternal Witness.
Uh-huh.
He's going to return Vizier.
At least he'll get some value before he dies.
Yeah. So if Colton has any instant or sorcery, he wins this turn.
Yep. Accurate. Tell you what, I think that he does.
Cast Serum Visions. Trigger. Draw. Scry 2.
Yep.
Now what? Bounce your land, draw a card.
Decent.
That's what I would have done.
Bounce your black land in case you have Slaughter Pact. That is the technically perfect play.
And I was just like, I'm going to appeal. I don't know. Maybe he's wrong. When it was him and he told me that too, because he's an experienced judge.
You knew.
I knew.
You knew.
But I got to,
You got to try.
It's the game.
Right. It's worth the time.
Yeah.
Plus, because now I think they would let you pay. I think they changed that.
There was
now.
definitely a point where you could back up and pay.
Yeah.
I don't.
Because anything is preferable to losing the game. Like, there's no advantage to be gained, except, I guess, if your opponent forgets 2 and you're just a rampant cheater, I guess. But other than that, there's no advantage to be gained.
I won the match, though.
Okay. Of course you did. You're so lucky.
Abrupt Decay is good versus the Splinter Twin deck.
Wow. This is modern? This is modern, right?
This is modern. Yeah. So I was playing Abzan. It was a Grand Prix in Worcester. It was in this building.
Oh, wow.
Definitely in this building.
All right.
I'm pretty sure Tom Shea ran the event.
Probably did. Probably did. Hosted by TJ Collectibles.
Yeah.
Should they unban Splinter Twin? What do you think?
Yeah, so I can play Jund again. The Splitter Twin deck will beat up the Tron deck. I'll be allowed to play Black-Green again. It sounds great. I'd love it.
If Jeskai is already the best deck, do they really need another tool?
No, it's probably should stay banned. I'm saying yes for personal reasons.
Yeah, I get you. I want to cast a Pithing Needle and name Deceiver Exarch. And I want to see people cast the Pithing Needle and name Splinter Twin. That's what I really want to see.
A couple weeks after Search for a Scandal was released, I was playing a blue-white control deck in Modern, and my opponent cast Needle and named Search for a Scandal.
Ouch!
And then, a couple turns later, they cast another Needle and named Escant to the Sun Cyclone. So they realized their mistake.
Yeah, they did.
It took them twice.
Well, you know what? Maybe the first one wasn't a mistake. Maybe they were playing around a potential Flame Fusillade. Bing, 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 bing. Oh, you don't remember that one?
I don't know what that card is.
Okay. Ravnica Draft All-Star. 3 and a red. All your permanents have tap. Deal 1 damage to anything. This turn.
Okay, I was going to say these.
Yeah, it's a sorcery. That was the original combo with Time Vault when they changed the red on Time Vault. That was the original combo. Yeah. I played that in a Grand Prix once. Time Vault, Flame Fusillade. It's pretty fun.
So what does Time Vault do now? I don't play Vintage.
Okay. It's a 2-mana artifact. It comes in tapped. You can skip a turn as a cost and untap it. Tap, and so you can tap the thing to take an extra turn.
Right.
So it with Voltaic Key is just game over.
Right.
But it used to be that you couldn't untap it without skipping a turn. Like, even if you untapped it artificially, you still had to skip a turn.
Okay.
But then they changed. So I don't remember if they errated it to make it work, but Flame Fusillade, you could skip a million turns in a row and just kill
That's
them.
what I'm saying. You can't do that anymore, though?
I think you can, but it's just better with a Voltaic Key because you just get infinite turns.
But Key existed before this
but
other silly card that you're talking about,
like
right?
before, if you keyed it, the extra turn was nullified by having to skip your turn. Now, if you untap it artificial, you don't have to skip a turn for whatever reason. Game 3, baby.
Game 3. Here we go.
Game 3. Michael versus Colton. Fight.
Get over here.
I think Mike's going to play around Pyroclasm in this game a
That
little
looks
bit.
like a mulligan.
Oh boy, this is what Mike Goldenberg needs here. Tough matchup for him, I think. Counterspells and board sweepers.
Pyroclasm, Anger of the Gods, Thing in the Ice.
Yup.
Thing in the Ice is a quick clock.
Really is. Especially because after you redeploy your creatures, they can like cryptic command tap you and there's just nothing you can do.
Yeah.
It taps all your creatures, not just one.
And they work well in multiples.
Yes, as we saw.
Three,
4, 5, 6, 7.
4, 5,
That's surgical. Interesting.
6.
So Colton has a surgical extraction in his hand. That is almost like a mull to 5. Puts a card in the bottom. He says, okay, bring it, Goldenberg.
So I guess the idea is you surgical one of the combo pieces and I can't make infinite mana.
I think so. Or maybe you surgical the kitchen finks when they're trying to Viscera Seer, like Malira you or something.
That is. Yeah.
It's like not great, but I guess it's an angle that Colton felt like he was going to be attacked on, right? Like he could maybe handle the creatures in play, but maybe if he got comboed.
Mm-hmm.
There he is. There's our man, Colton.
It's all right, Zach.
The Golden Boy has a
Where's-
Birds of Paradise.
So much mana. More mana. Oh, no, that's an attack for 1.
Wowie. Just going to play right into the Clasm. This has always been the problem with playing Birds of Paradise and Llanowar Elves. So weak to Wrath of God, Pyroclasm.
Is that how it's pronounced? Llanowar? I've always said Llanowar.
It's not like a mana war. Or is it? I don't know, actually.
They're the loudest band alive.
Okay. Not like the Furs or something? So Voice of Resurgence from Michael Goldenberg. He dodged the Pyroclasm. So now, at least if there's a board sweeper, unless it's an Anger of the Gods, he will get a voice token. Okay, Steam
Steam
Vents. What's Colton have? Could it be a Thing in the Ice?
You know what he has?
What's he have?
16 life.
Oh, snap. That's a lot of life. That's like 16 attacks from a Sakura Tribe Elder.
Mountain Anger.
Mountain Anger? I don't think if he tanked this long with Mountain Anger, I'd be mad at him. Like, really.
So it looks like he passed.
Okay.
And Michael...
Oh, we were on Michael's turn. Okay. So,
that was an attack from a bird that dropped into 15.
must have
That's
been,
what it
yeah.
was. Okay. So main phase, we're gonna electrolyze the 2 mana dorks,
Yep.
leaving Michael with only 2 forests for mana.
Pretty great play, and I can see why Michael Goldenberg said he had to dodge anger and effects like this. I mean, this is just playing
More green mana.
right into Colton's hands here.
Attack for 2, Colton drops to 13.
Yep. He's putting a little bit of pressure on, though. Colton does have to respect the pressure. At least some. And he's also constrained to playing on his main phase. That logic knot in his hand, not great. Colton thinking about this Blood Moon, but it seems so ineffective. It's only good against potential lands Michael might draw. And if Michael has something like a Collected Company, it's not a good play. Jace also in hand, but no 4th land. So Colton definitely constrained on mana here.
Here we go.
Oh, haha, he spoke too soon.
And a pass.
Oh, boy.
So Colton probably holding a lot of counter spells, which aren't very good versus Voice Resurgence.
Correctamundo, my friend. Correctamundo.
I'm gonna make 2 green mana. All right, we're gonna play this Coco.
And what do you do if you're Colton? Do you give a voice token?
We're gonna dispel it,
You do.
and that'll get a voice token.
Yep. See if Colton brought a voice token. Mine got ripped up by Jim Dyke.
That's nearly Cassis if I've ever seen one.
Yep. What a guy. In for 2.
All right, Colton's gonna drop to 11.
Yep. Sure is. Let's see what the top of his deck can pull. Jace is a little bit late now, I gotta say. Jace can bounce one of the creatures.
Looks like you drew Polluted Delta.
Okay.
So we got the 4th mana, but what does that mean?
Right,
What does it all mean, Zach? What is the meaning to life?
I just can't put it all together. No anger of the gods. That's the real problem.
Yes.
Like, yeah, you can surgical the Coco, but does this help you? Really? You make yourself better in the super long game, but this game's not going to go long.
Not with the amount of power that Michael has in play. Oh. So, if we're passing, it's going to surgical in the draw step.
Okay.
Collected Company,
Makes sense.
which is going to give a voice trigger.
Sure is.
And Colton's going to drop to 9.
Colton must feel that his only way to win this game is to rip an anger of the gods, really. I mean, if you make the choice to give your opponent a voice token, it's basically saying, I will clear your board, I will sweep your board.
Yeah, it's hoping to catch the Collected Company.
Mm-hmm.
So with the remainder of the turn, I'm going to hope that Colton has a Cryptic to tap Michael's team and draw a card, in which case you'd probably actually want to do it now in the draw step to tap the mana dork as well.
I see. Yeah.
I couldn't really see any of those cards. I see Horizon Canopy.
Walking Ballista, Sin Collector, an Abrupt, and an Assassin's Trophy, and a land.
You better remember to remove the collected company from the graveyard so it can't get returned with Eternal Witness.
Yep.
Which is a common mistake in on Moto.
Right. You're clicking fast. You want to maximize your time playing.
It's silly. You click the surgical, you target whatever your target is. You search through everything else, and then if you don't click the card in the graveyard again, it stays there.
Whammy. So, okay. Michael Goldenberg already has drawn a card this turn. We're about to see Horizon Canopy. Cannot cast any of these spells in his hand. He can cast Ballista.
What is the red card in Colton's hand?
Blood Moon.
Okay. That one doesn't kill creatures, right?
Right.
Oh, okay.
And, I mean, maybe they ratted it, but I don't think so.
Right, so Walking Ballista.
X is 2. Colton deep in the tank. He's going to have to find a way out of this. He has an Is It Staticaster, which will give a voice token.
So I think I see Logic Knot, Jace, Blood Moon. I think he has 5 cards.
I think so too. One is a Snap. We can see a Snapcaster Mage at the top of his hand.
I think the best thing he could have done was play Jace and maybe brainstorm to try to find a Wrath effect.
Okay.
The Jace is going to die.
They would have to use his whole fetch land. Or
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Jace is going to die. The only way you're going to win is if you cast an Anger, I think.
Right.
So, Staticaster, trigger voice again.
Okay. Yep. Does get a token. It looks like he's chump
Gets to
blocking,
kill that.
pinging Devoted Druid.
And I think he might be taking the rest. Oh, yep. That's
And Dead to Ballista.
Dead to Ballista.
Dead to Ballista.
Yeah, so if you play Jace,
Still would have been a long shot to win the game, that's for sure. But he would have maybe had 1 or 2 extra draw steps, extra looks at cards to maybe find an Anger of the Gods. It was possible, just unlikely. Even with perfect play, sometimes you just can't win a game of Magic.